Hey, welcome to Joy TV. This is Ann. Today we're talking about abundance, wealth consciousness, moolah, cash flow, however you want to call it. There is something about the joy of money that has so much weird energy around it for so many people. Money is construed with so many distorted stories about, is it okay to want money? Who am I to think I could have a lot of money? Is it okay to want that? Is it possible? How? God, universe, show me how. All of this weird, dense energy. Today I'm going to give you the fundamental, very core, foundational tool that has helped me break free from my old money stories about who am I to have a lot of money and how am I going to pay the bills and I want that but I can't afford it. All of that garbage has been eliminated and evaporated with this one very simple technique that I want to share with you today. Now, at the heart of embodying joy, of course, is learning how to use our body as a tool for living at a higher level of consciousness. Our body is loaded with infinite intelligence and wisdom and the clues to our own path of awakening, infinite abundance and joy. So today we're going to go through one very simple practice that helps you just learn how to use your body as a tool and expand into that abundance, freedom, and wealth consciousness and joy that you are desiring. So first thing we want to do is tune into our body and pay attention to sensations that we notice when we are not feeling wealthy. Because the contrast of what we're going to play with helps to really give us a comparison so that you know when you're in not wealth consciousness and when you are. Now, the first thing we're going to do is use your imagination as a tool. Just imagine that, this is not going to be hard to imagine for many of you, that you're wanting to take a trip, but you can't afford to buy a flight. Or you have a big bill coming and you don't know where the money's going to come from. Or you're just kind of stuck on the hamster wheel of just barely having enough every month, but not ever really getting ahead. And so money is a source of stress and anxiety for you. So use your imagination, and what we're going to do is imagine that you and I are actors and actresses on a stage. We are in a play and we've got an audience in front of us. Today I'm standing out by one of my very favorite spots along the Snake River, so my audience is some ducks and an occasional osprey flying overhead. So, but in our imagination, we're on a stage, there's an audience, and we are going to convey to the audience how our character feels when it's feeling this way, but we can't use words. We can only use our facial expression, our body language, and our posture to emote this to the audience. So step into character for a moment, take a deep breath. Now you're pulling up your bank account on your website and the balance just isn't giving you the numbers you need to pay that bill or take that trip or invest in that program that you really want to take. It's discouraging, it's frustrating. Let's say there's a bill coming in and you don't know where the money's coming from and you're looking at it and it's just stirring up tension and anxiety in your body and your gut and your mind is going crazy going, God, what am I going to do? Okay, how does your character feel? So I'm going to play with you. Okay, so I'm hunched over at my laptop. Now I want you to just scan your body as we're doing this and notice how you feel in your gut, notice how you feel in your throat, behind your eyes, your head, your neck, shoulders, hips, back, okay? I'm going to play with this with you, okay? Oh. Okay? You get the idea. So for me, the tension is usually located in the gut, the shoulders, and definitely behind the eyes. There's a sense of, I don't know how this is going to work. At least that used to be my experience. Now, that simply gives you a reference point for when you are embodying not joy, not higher consciousness, not your true divine nature. Anytime you are experiencing any of those sensations, those tensions, those tightnesses, or those thoughts that are worried about how this is going to work, where the money's going to come from, any of that, just know right now from this moment on, that is not living in higher consciousness, that is not your divine truth, and you are no longer going to do that. Now, it's simply a matter of creating new habits. And I know it sounds really overly simplistic, but what happens is our nervous system has been wired and conditioned to feeling and behaving a certain way for decades. When we are embodying not higher consciousness or fear or scarcity or lack, those are the sensations in our body. And we attract the thoughts that perpetuate those fears about, I don't have enough, I can't afford it, who am I to think? We just keep thinking the same old thoughts like a record stuck over and over and over, playing the same thing. Now, it's just a habit. Believe it or not, that is just a habit. And the more we could start, there's a bug on my notes. There's all right. So, the more we can catch ourselves in the old habit of going, there's not enough, I can't afford it, where's the money going to come from? It's too expensive. Oh, I better think smaller. Crap. What? That is just a matter of catching ourselves and choosing a new habit. So what we're going to do now is use our laughter power to erase the slate. We're going to step out of that play and into a new play. This is you living at a higher level of consciousness, embodying wealth, abundance, and freedom. So let's use laughter to clear the energy of that density, that fear, that scarcity and limitation. Now the point here is we are choosing to laugh intentionally. Number one, to move the breath, and number two, to move our body and just get some movement in our being to embody a different level of consciousness. So we need to get our body involved, to get out of our heads. So join me if you would feel inspired to use your laughter eraser, just like a big old whiteboard, and we're erasing it with laughter. Okay, new play, new star, new you. You and I are now actors and actresses in a new play, and this one is where each one of us is living and embodying our highest consciousness, in which we are truly abundant. We are embodying wealth. We are living financially free. We're free to do the things that we love. We're free to do the things that bring us joy and contribute to the world in beautiful ways, helping our family, helping ourselves, taking time for ourselves, taking trips, vacations, being valued for the work that we do by being paid and compensated beautifully in a way that brings us joy. This is the character. Now, how does this character of yours show up when you are on a stage? So take a minute with me and embody that posture. Who is this version of you? Pay attention to your arms, your shoulders, your gaze, your hips. I'm going to join you. Here we go. I'm going to add intentional laughter because that's what I do. Feel it. Yeah! Doesn't that feel awesome? Oh, okay. So what I notice is my hips are firmly underneath me. My feet are grounded squarely in the mud. I'm standing on the shore of the river and it feels fabulous. My shoulders and my chest are open. I feel an expansion in my chest and I'm breathing in like there's just more room in there. There's more room in my torso and my chest just for my heart to live and be me. My arms are open, my chest is higher, my gaze is up. There's a feeling of openness and ease. Now, pay attention to what that was for you. Where did you notice any sensations in your body? Not thoughts, but sensations. Just take a moment to scan what you noticed. Okay, now notice what we've done here. There is nothing that changed in our outside world. You and I are still standing or sitting in the exact same spots that when we started. But we have artificially created a different state within ourselves. This is just a state. It doesn't mean lifelong transformation. This is something we have to practice. But what we did was we chose to go from fear and lack mindset and embodiment into freedom, wealth, and abundance embodiment. And what that does is it reprograms our nervous system to feel differently about how we show up in our life. So the more that we practice feeling this, the more we're rewiring our brain and our nervous system to let this feeling be normal. And that's what all of us are really chasing, is that feeling of, I'm free to be me and do whatever I want because there's enough money for me to do that. That's all any of us are ever wanting, but we're chasing it through all these other avenues that we think will bring us money, that we think will bring abundance and freedom. Like we have to work harder, or get that job, or just get those clients, or just this thing that we have to do, and it's always doing one more thing, and it's a hamster wheel that never, ever, ever ends until we can get to the root of our nervous system and rewire it so that this feeling becomes our new normal. So as we're creating this as a habit, now we are starting to also attract different thoughts, because by changing our feeling in our body, we're changing our relationship with the outside world, with our environment. And if we just step into that, take a deep breath, create space in your torso, in your chest, take a deep breath, open your arms. Breathe that in. This is simply choosing to feel lighter, choosing to feel joy. If we add intentional laughter, we're choosing to raise our vibration, and we can do it in just a matter of moments. What that does is it raises our vibrational frequency of all the cells in our body to attract now different thoughts, different ideas, greater inspiration, and we become a vibrational match for the choices and behaviors and actions that lead us in the direction of greater wealth and abundance. So it's not just about sitting here going, I'm so wealthy, and never actually leaving our meditation cushion. This is simply the foundational core step. And I'll tell you from experience that if you've been doing all of the do more, work harder, get the next client, just figure out the right business plan, whatever it is, chasing the money through action steps, but you haven't done this, nothing ever changes, and you go over and over and over on the same hamster wheel. So I will tell you, the key thing that I did when I recognized that I had peak moments when I would feel this, and they would come frequently and regularly enough that I felt like, I'm pretty well living in joy and freedom consciousness, but why doesn't my bank account reflect that? What is the deal? When I recognized that I could have these moments, but I would slip back to just a habitual level of, there's not quite enough. Oh, am I going to have enough money? Ooh, I better check the price first. Ooh. Just the habit was there. So what I did to finally break that habit and break through my glass ceiling of lack, limitation, and scarcity was I set the timer on my stinking phone to go off every 5 minutes all day. And every 5 minutes, my phone would go beep, 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 beep. And that was my reminder to go, oh yeah, I am wealthy. I am a wealthy woman. I am infinite abundance. Just create that feeling state. Sometimes I added affirmations. Sometimes I just went to the feeling. But I challenged myself to do that for a full minute every single time my timer went off. So that means out of every 5 minutes, 1 full minute was spent breathing in openness. Now, what that did is after about half an hour or so, I didn't have to do it every 5 minutes because I was just feeling that way pretty consistently. It wasn't like a, up and down roller coaster. It was, And so then it's just, since then been a continual practice to notice occasionally when I dip back down and bring it back up, just really gaining awareness of that feeling state and where I am embodying consciousness in every moment. So what I started to tell you, when I did that every 5 minutes a day practice, that is exactly the point in which I doubled my income. Just from doing this very simple practice, just feeling my truth my true divine truth as infinite abundance, as having access to all of the wealth that everybody else in the world has. It's always there for any of us, but we've got stories in our mind that make us believe, oh, that's for other people, it's not me. Oh, maybe she could be rich, but it's not okay for me to be rich. Nobody in our family ever does that. You know, all these stories, garbage, garbage, garbage programming. So simply by choosing consistently, habitually to choose, I am wealthy, I am abundant. Find whatever phrases and words work for you, but just feel that in your body. And in so doing, you're rewiring your nervous system to a whole new level of normal. And this is where you become a vibrational match for the things that you're truly desiring. Now, I'm going to share with you 2 things that you can do. We just artificially created that state by choosing to go, but you can do it using your mind as a very powerful tool. I know so many people have grumbles about their monkey mind and how their mind just won't shut up during meditation, and they wish they could just turn off their mind and all the chatter, and the mind becomes something of an enemy. But all of that story about the mind is only because we haven't learned yet how to use our mind as the incredibly powerful tool that it is. We are on the leading edge of evolution and consciousness and learning how to be human in a new way. And so this means learning how to use the operating system of our mind and our body in empowered, conscious ways to help us live the lives that we truly want to live. So using our mind as a tool means, number 1, we can either use our imagination or we can use the power of gratitude. Let me explain each one of those. So if you're going to use the power of imagination, this is where you let yourself dream about something you really, 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 really would love to have. If only this happened, you would just be so thrilled. So for me right now, that is manifesting free first-class tickets for my flight to Greece for my whole family. Now that for me would be sweet. Yeah, that's my hell yeah. So use your imagination to find your hell yeah. Whatever it is, the whole world's a playground. Just pick something that feels really uplifting and light for you. Now imagine yourself experiencing that. This is where we use our mind as a tool. For example, I could feel myself in those big spacious seats with my son and my partner next to me, and the flight attendant is bringing me a beverage. And paint your own picture in your mind of what this feels like. Take a deep breath. Now to go to your feeling state, create that sensation in your body of spaciousness. Just notice how it feels to be combining your intention and your body into this one single process. Now, if we just hold that for another minute, painting the picture, what is it for you? Paint a very detailed picture in your mind of what specifically are you wearing? What's around you? What do you smell? What are you reading or seeing or tasting? Who's with you? Oh, here comes my flight attendant. She's bringing me lobster. Yes, I'll have a Chardonnay. Thank you. Oh, such fun. Yes, okay, feel that. Now, again, nothing outside of us has changed. Still standing in the same place, sitting, looking at the same screen, but we've used our imagination and our mind to, again, create a very different parallel reality and stepped into it, feeling it. The other way that we can artificially create that feeling state is with the power of gratitude. This is where we can get really, really present. Get out of our mind, just noticing all that is within our view, within our experience right now. Take a deep breath and start giving thanks. It's like putting on the gratitude goggles and noticing, wow, the miracle of everything around us, the miracles of nature, of breath, of lungs, of eyeballs, the miracles of the people in our lives and the friendships and connections we have. Now when we take that power of gratitude and we give the embodiment practice to it, feel that, giving thanks, thank you. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Universe. Thank you. Now, pay attention in your body. Did you notice any difference between the gratitude embodiment and the imagination embodiment? Because both ways, we're just using our focus and our intention and creating an artificially induced feeling state in our body. Either way, we end up at the same place, the similar vibration. There may be shades of nuance that are different for you. Just pay attention to what you notice, where you notice any tension or tightness. If the imagination exercise is more challenging for you, go to the gratitude. If the gratitude exercise is more challenging for you to really relax and feel like, thank you, then use the imagination. Either way, these are two very specific tools that you can use to start connecting your mind and your body and creating this feeling state and aligning with your highest truth, your highest consciousness, your wealth, your infinite abundance, and your joy. That's all for today. Thanks so much for joining me on Joy TV. We'll catch you next time. Bye.